It's time to say goodbye to the daughter's Honda Element, and we're also going to answer the question, should you buy one of these? Let's get started. This is a 2005 Honda Element, and it has 254,000 miles on it. And it still drives like a new car, basically. We're going to look it over before we say goodbye. It's actually going to Junior Mint, who works here. He's needing a car, and our daughter's already purchased another car. The trade-in value was a lot lower than what Junior Mint would pay. He's happy to pay for it and have a good car. So let's go ahead and look around this thing. Here's the front of this Element. You can see some of the cladding is starting to fade and turn a grayish color, but definitely not going to keep it from running. It's all intact though. It's not cracked or beat up or anything. It has the 16-inch wheels, and the tires are almost to the point of needing replaced. Junior Mint said he would be happy to take care of that, so he got a better deal, knowing that the tires he will take care of. It does have a Crazy D equipment sticker sign on it already, because he is the son of Crazy D. He's even got it tagged already. Good for him. But you can see it's definitely starting to turn gray. This should be very black, but it looks fine. It's not beat up, it's not rusted. Let's go ahead and hop under the hood. We'll go ahead and get the hood open, which has two service positions. Here's number one. Here's number two. This is a K-Series 2.4 liter 4-cylinder engine, and it has been a very good engine. It starts, it runs, it drives, no trouble, no issues. Extremely, extremely reliable. It does have the small Honda battery, Honda size over there. Pretty common for the Hondas to have those. But there's no issues that need to be corrected under here. Junior Mint doesn't have to do any major repairs or anything like that. But definitely wanted to show you what this has under the hood. Let's let Mrs. Wizard show you guys around the interior before this thing goes away.
There we go, 254,831 miles. And she's probably put on a good 75,000 of them in the time she's had this car. She's ready for something new, but very simple round gauge cluster, nothing crazy going on. She left Junior Mint the nice phone holder right there, did not take that off. And this is probably the cleanest the car has looked in a very long time, because she has told me, she got it all cleaned up, ready to go, so Junior Mint can have a clean car, and she can pick up her new one today. So got a little connection there so she can actually have phone in here. You'll see that, well, she's left a few items on here. I'm not so sure what they were, but with this many miles on the edge of the car, these are a few little fun gifts that Junior Mint will get to figure out on his own. Very, very simple radio there, nothing fancy. Got very simple controls for our HVAC system, and our gear selector is located in a very unusual spot, just right there beneath that. Looks like we've maybe had a little bit of heat damage or so there. Got a nice speaker there, and we can see part of the rubber matting that is very notable for the Honda Element. Tisk, 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 child, you did not clean that cup holder very well. That thing probably should get taken out and hosed down, but well, she did get most of the crud, I guess, out of there, and I can see how that could get dirty because it is very much located right below the two seats. And the seats are in pretty good condition. There is a little bit of tearing on the driver's side seat, where she would be getting in and out all the time, but with this many miles, you should expect some wear and tear. So look at the door card, very utilitarian. This is a very utilitarian car. Nothing fancy, no embellishments, nothing crazy going on. Very simple map holder and window control, and that's about it. You can open the door and lock it. That's all you can do over there. Knowing she doesn't have kids, there's not too much wear and tear there, although maybe a footprint on that one headrest. I know that this has gone on a few trips here or there, but those seats do fold up and can latch on to the garment holder, or the I'm going to hopefully hang on for my dear life holder up there by the ceiling. But they do fold, and this entire area becomes a massive, almost like a station wagon. Do have a rear moonroof area back there that can open. Would be very difficult to operate if you were driving the car though. I'm always intrigued with what hidey holes we do find. We've got lights up here, but where we commonly see like garage door openers, we have this very interesting button. You would think this could be where sunglasses go. No, you can put something up there and see it from beneath. So not so much a hidey hole, but a very odd compartment. And here we are at that steering wheel, and one of the reasons she is wanting to get rid of this car is not because it doesn't run well, not because it's not been reliable, it just doesn't have very many creature comforts. And that's it. It's just got cruise control on here. There's no infotainment system, there's no backup camera. She was just wanting to get a little bit more modern car, and she has got a better job now and thinks, you know what, I'm going to start adulting and I'm going to buy my own car. And that's what she's done. Don't worry, she wants us to do a video on it, so it'll be in another video. But enough of this interior talk. Let's get this in the air and see what's going on underneath.
So let's take a look if there's any serious leaks. I do know that Junior Mint just did an oil change and topped off some fluids, and a tiny bit was spilled, but nothing currently leaking, I don't think. But let's check. So he topped off some antifreeze. I think he spilled a little bit there. Fans are good. You can see where he topped off up there with the radiator cap. Actually, I know the fans are good. We replaced those. Those are brand new. Just did an oil change, and everything's good to go there. Check out this brake. We got about 50% remaining. CV boots are good. Struts are not leaking. Sway bar link is good. Brakes are good. CV boots are good. Strut is good. Not leaking. No rattle going on there. Here's our drive shaft. Everything's looking good there. The transfer case and everything is built into the transaxle, and it has its own little output here for the rear. That center support and the bearings seem to be fine. Everything's good on those U-joints. Nothing's leaking on the differential. Little tiny CV boots, Mrs. Wizard.
They are cute and adorable.
They're good. Nothing leaking. Exhaust is not broken or damaged. Nothing loose there. Strut is good. Pads are about 50%. Looks like the same story going on over here. Yep. It does, like I mentioned, it needs tires, and part of the price that Junior Mint got, he agreed that he would take care of those. So let's get this thing on the ground. This should make a really good vehicle for Junior Mint. It's got all-wheel drive, it can haul things in the back, it can tow a small load, like 1,000 pounds, nothing huge, but it's been super, super reliable for our daughter. No serious issues, and it's at 250,000 miles. He can expect 300 or more thousand miles, possibly 400,000 miles out of this vehicle, because I've seen a ton of these with those miles on them. They're still going strong. She kept up on our oil changes. We did valve adjustments. We took care of any issues like the fans died at one point. We've kept this thing up in pretty good shape. Like I mentioned with the tires, he is going to be putting new ones on himself. When she took it in for trade-in, they were talking about 800 bucks. That's nothing. I know that these go for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, sometimes $7,000 or $8,000 if they're perfect. Junior Mint said, I don't have a ton of money, but I could give you $2,000 for it. She said, that's better than 800 bucks. I want this thing gone. I'm ready to get into my new car. That sounds like a deal. That way, she said, she doesn't have to put up with being ghosted on Marketplace. That seems to be a thing now. What's your bottom dollar? And you haven't even looked at the car yet. Or let's set up a time and look at it, and they don't show up. It's really kind of bad. It's getting bad. Crazy D deals with it in the office. 70% of the time is no shows or they're full of crap. So she didn't have to put up with that. I did tell Junior Mint that's a pretty good deal. It's like a smoking deal for a perfect running car with AC working, heat working, cruise works, everything works. I said, but you are going to have to get some tires at that price. I said, if I put tires on it, it's going to go up. It's probably going to be closer to $3,000. He said, I'll take it and I'll put the tires on myself. So that's taken care of. It does have an issue with the driver's rear door, that the latch is kind of boogered up a little bit. And Junior Mint said, hey, I'll take care of that, and I'm going to let him. So just a few small issues, and this thing will be ready to rock. It actually already is ready to rock, but it'll be that much better. And he'll have reliable transportation for at least another 100,000 miles. So, should you buy one of these? Absolutely. If you're looking at a GMC Acadia, no. Buy one of these. Well, I'm looking at this Hyundai or a Kia or one of these. No. Hell no. Get one of these. These are very utilitarian. Some people don't like the looks because of that, but they're so handy. The entire floorboard is rubber mat, so you can basically almost wash it out, although I probably wouldn't, but you could sweep it out or blow it out really easily. They get pretty decent gas mileage, decent power, all-wheel drive for the money you spend, and it can last a long, long time. So definitely this is a car you should be looking into. With the car that she just bought, there'll be a future video coming up. We're going to show you that car, look it over. We're also going to talk about her first experience she had with the shenanigans with the dealership. They really tried to pull the wool over her eyes and severely rip her off. Luckily, me and Mrs. Wizard came to the rescue when we looked at some of the contract and service. You guys are going to be shocked. You definitely want to hit the subscribe button so you can keep up and watch that video. It's shocking how much they tried to rip her off. We have an update on the smart car. It's done. Let's head on over to the smart car. So the smart car is done. It's ready to go. It has a new blower motor and a new outside temperature sensor, and those two items are working perfectly. We also put leak detecting UV dye in the AC system and charged it to full capacity, and we've seen really no leaks to speak of, and the AC is blowing ice cold. So that's really good news. They also had an issue that occasionally it was stumbling or acting up, and it had a lean code or something. They put a new battery in, which could have been the problem, and brought the vehicle to us. Obviously, when they changed the battery out, we lost all those codes. We drove it 6 times with no check engine light, and mind you, this is after we've done the fixes on it. No issues, no stumbling, no rough running. It ran perfect. This customer lives all the way up in Nebraska. He was like, I tell you what, Car Wizard, I'm willing to pay your mechanic a full hour of labor. Add that labor to my bill. I want you to drive it for a full hour. I said, okay. So I actually had Junior Mint drive it all the way to Wichita, all the way back. It was actually a little over an hour. Using the cruise control, not using the cruise control, all the different ways. Driving it spirited, driving it slow, all kind of different scenarios. And it acted up 0 times. When we got back, we scanned for codes, 0 codes. It has no issues. So it might have been that the battery they had in here was starting to die and acting up and doing weird things, which on European cars, they do that. We told them we have no codes, no symptoms, no nothing. So there's really, I'm not going to play the parts cannon and start replacing parts when there is no symptoms. So that part, the customer's happy. He said, skip that then. I'll go ahead and get the bill paid and I'll come pick up my smart car. And another mini update. This is the 2000 SL500 you guys have been seeing in the background for quite a while. We just got all the cylinders back from rebuild, and Danielson is actually putting them all back together. There was 11 cylinders. We've got half of them installed and still working towards putting the other half in. And we'll go through and do the bleed procedure and get this thing back on the road for the customer. And some final mini updates. We are finishing up on the Sedgwick County Zoo van, the transport vehicle you guys just saw a video on. The Murcielago is done. It had a leaking steering rack. The customer paid for a brand new one from Italy and had it shipped here. We got it installed and it's all happy. The NSX is all done as well. It's had timing belt, water pump service. It's had the front brake system fixed. It was acting up. It had a lot of issues with accumulator and ABS pump and things. And we did all the services and went through the radio and all kinds of stuff. Tons of work. And it is all done, ready to go. So these two will be leaving soon as well. So we're getting tons of cars done, and I do have a stack of bills on Crazy D's desk ready for these cars to be picked up. Also, the Lexus CT200 is fixed. The head gasket's been replaced, and it starts every time perfect now. That's another ticket that's on the desk waiting as well. Happy to get all the work done for everyone. There's that much more again coming. Definitely wanted to get a video on the Element before it was gone to show you guys it served our daughter well. If you were to purchase one, it will serve you well as well. Stay away from Hyundais and Kias. Don't do it. I don't care what kind of deal you get on it. No. Junior Mint will get to drive this now, and he will be cruising in style. He changed the name from Cubert to Hotbox. You guys can laugh about that in the comments. Of course, Junior Mint would name it that, wouldn't he? Anyways, if you're curious what kind of tools we're going to use to work on this or all the other cars we've worked on in the shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. If you purchase anything, we get a small cut, and we really appreciate it. And make sure to hit the subscribe button here because, like I mentioned with the daughter's new car, there's some super videos coming your way. Thanks for watching.